Good morning. So today I wanted to pull a law of attraction card for you, and this one is the law of attraction expands my every story. So that's it there. And what it says is, the law of attraction says that which is like unto itself is drawn. In other words, that which you think in any moment attracts unto itself other thoughts that are like it. That is why whenever you are thinking about a subject that is not pleasant in a very short period of time, most of you, upon any subject that you ponder very long, attract enough supporting data that it does bring forth the essence of the subject of the thought into your experience. So let's break it down a little bit, because that is a lot of words and a lot of blah blah blah. So what this says to me is, when something happens and you're like, oh, for God's sake, this always happens to me. This is always happening when I do this or when I do that. And as you're speaking it, you're attracting this into your life. You're attracting more negative stories to surround you and to infiltrate your subconscious. Now, a lot of people say this is woo-woo. A lot of people say, oh, you're talking out your ass. But law of attraction is a huge mindset. It is a huge thing about what you put out there. Most of the time you receive back. It's like, think of it this way. You see a yellow car. Now, you never see a yellow car, but you've bought a yellow car and you go on the road. All of a sudden, all you see is yellow cars. You start attracting the things that is in your subconscious, in your conscious mind. So if we keep on putting negative self-talk into ourselves and putting that out into the world, this also attracts more negative thoughts. And also, you're most probably surrounded by negativity. So you're surrounded by people who aren't building you up. They're most probably saying, for example, you will turn around and you'll say, I had a really bad day today. I had this headache from hell, and then I broke the toaster, and then the fridge stopped working, and my life is just blah. And then you have this friend who comes along and says, well, I can top you on that. My car broke. I've got full-blown flu. I've got a headache that's gone into a migraine. And my roof has flown off. So if you look at the two stories, they're both in competition with negativity. Now, the first person who told their story most probably didn't think about that. They didn't think about they were leading with the negative, and then their friend comes along and starts competing with that negative thought. So instead of saying, oh, well, you wouldn't believe what happened to me today, the toaster just stopped working, but you know what? It was 10 years old. I needed a new one, and it's given me the kick up the arse to go and get a new one. Or I had a really bad migraine and I wasn't feeling well, and it's the universe's way to tell me, and my body telling me, that I should be taking some time out because I've been pushing too hard and working too many hours on a laptop, on a screen, or just mentally straining myself. So you're turning the way you speak to yourself into a more positive story, not led by negativity. Because when you lead by negativity, this sucks into that subconscious mind and then becomes your way of speaking. That, oh, woe me, life is just kicking me in the ass. Oh, woe me, life is just shit. Instead of saying, oh, woe me, or oh, my life is shit, think about how you can change some of your phrases and some of your wording into a more positive impact. It doesn't need to be all sunshine and flowers, believe me, but it needs to be something that's going to work for you, that is going to make you think, actually, I can see that I'm just spilling this negative vocabulary all the time. And the fact that you can recognize this and then start changing, interrupting those negative thoughts in negative wordings into something more positive, more good for your well-being, you're going to see a big difference in your life, because you start attracting something that's more positive into it. Because believe me, people don't want to be sucked into more negative. Life is pretty difficult as it is. You know, the world is in a bit of chaos. So a lot of your friends don't want to be sucked into a constant spiral of victimhood and oh, woe me, negative, negative, negative. And yeah, I get it. Life can be fucking hard, and life can be the worst thing at that present moment. But it's your choice how you come out of that moment, not letting it mess up the rest of your day, mess up more in your mindset, in your subconscious. We have the power to change our dialogues, and that's the beauty of being a human, of being a human being. We can change those things. And it might not seem like it in the middle of it all when it's really tough. I get it. I've been there, you know. But no one else is going to do it for us. That's our reality. We are the only ones who can make the decision to face the fears of our negative selves. Now, I'm not saying you have to go to the full-on positive, you know, all of that, because it's not. It's about light and dark in this pendulum swing dance. It's about not staying in one or the other for too long. It's about finding that sweet spot as you move through it, and making sure you're not causing more damage to your subconscious. Because we have things stuck in our subconscious that we haven't even realized that has caused most of our insecurities and our stress. It's about going back, finding where it started, pinpointing it, and letting it go. And you can do this. It takes time. But let's start with the basics of interrupting our negative self-talk now. Interrupt that dialogue. Your body, your mind, your soul deserves to live in a harmony with itself. And you have the power to do that. You have the power to say, I am worth more than what I am telling myself with this negative narrative all the time. I am worth more. And you are. You are worth more. You deserve more. But it's got to start within. It's got to start with retraining that mindset. And I have all the faith that you can do it. You just need to start believing in you. So, if you want some more guidance, reach out. Let's have a chat. But I believe that you can do this. You have the power. You have the means. You have the ability. Don't let anyone take that away from you. Have a great day. Bye.